Rock Metal Nation, what is up? Real quick before we get started, I just wanted to let you know that Rock Metal Studios, the very same studio that brings you the Rock Metal podcast, is looking to help bands who are able to record their tracks either at home or in a professional recording studio, but need some help mixing. Go ahead and send me an email at therockmetalpodcast@gmail.com. That's therockmetalpodcast@gmail.com. We can go ahead and discuss mixing your tracks for free. The Rock Metal Podcast, episode 129 with Sara Vanderheyden. All right, so Rock Metal Nation, what is up? This is John from the Rock Metal Podcast. The example you just heard was Hypoxia by Sara. Oh my God, I should have asked you how to say this beforehand. Vanderheyden?
It's quite good, yeah. It's my international pronunciation, I guess.
All right.
It's fine.
Cool.
Hello, John. Nice to be here again.
Yes, indeed. Nice to be here again. Now, if you recall, we had her on for her band Katubodua. So now we're going to be talking about her solo career. So that's very exciting stuff. Sara, welcome back to the show.
Very glad to be here again. Very nice talking to you. Yeah.
Always a pleasure, my dear. Always a pleasure. All right, let's go and listen back to that track, Hypoxia.
Single time I'm next to you, I feel it in your heartbeat. Cold vicious eternity wrapping itself around me. And I can't breathe. See the way your body moves in the depths of her disease. I grasp for only you, holding on to something dear, and I can't breathe.
I come back from Hypoxia. Now, great track. What is the story or inspiration behind Hypoxia? How did the whole thing come to be?
Well, I'm someone who really. Well, that's not coming out too well, is it? I tend to grovel up all my feelings on the inside. I don't tend to talk to people a lot. I don't have many friends, and a lot of emotions just build up inside of me. And the problem with that is, at a certain point, it just gets too much. And at that point, I got that feeling like I'm going to explode, but I can't, and I won't because I'm not that kind of person. And that's what hypoxia is about that feeling. There is so much going on. I'm feeling so much, and I am unable to even properly breathe anymore and just to calm down. That's what it's about.
Wow. Is that something that has kind of gone on for a long time?
I've always been, you wouldn't say, I've always been quite an introvert person, but also quite emotional. And I don't think people would expect me to be so emotional, except for in my songs and my lyrics, maybe. So when people listen really well, they will discover there's more to me than the cold Sara Vanderheyden.
No.
I seem to be. Ooh, mysterious.
Mysterious, intense electronic dark wave indeed. Now, as I was reading in the bio that came out from Wormhole Death, it seemed like there was quite a bit of production value that went into the track. So maybe take a moment to chat with us about the writing process and the production that went into it.
Well, the plan for my solo career from Epictronic was to make something more indie, maybe acoustic in a slower setting. But then I started working with the producer, Ville from Finland. And okay, I had this demo version which was very slow, with piano, it's just some orchestrals, not too much. And then I made a demo version with some lyrics and some emotional singing in there. And he was like, "We're going to change this." Well, I was totally fine with it. And then there was this beat coming and more orchestrals building up. And in the end, we were not doing that acoustic thing anymore. And I like it even better than the first simple demo that we had. So Ville is an amazing guy to work with because he can still edit the song after my additions. And then the song changes again. It's very nice.
Yeah. Now, for Rock Metal Nation who just dug the track Hypoxia as a bonus, if you go to today's show notes, www.therockmetalpodcast.ca, you can go and see the music video for Hypoxia. Now, why don't you go and take us through the story or inspiration behind the production of the Hypoxia's music video?
Yeah, I think the end result is a very strong video. I recorded it when I had 2 nights of 3 hours of sleep, so I was very tired at that moment. And there was this little library in the school, in the studio that we were working with, and it was decorated with all kinds of books, and we used some candles and some warmth to tell the story. It was the initial plan to do everything in that little library, but then we walked into the hallway and we were like, this has this spooky, creepy horror movie setting, you know? And the camera guy, the director, Nicola, said, let's try something. Maybe you can just run through this hallway looking a little bit scared. It's like this building up feeling that's in the song, and let's just see what happens. And then he found out I had acted once in my life when I was 16 or 17, so he was like, yeah, we're doing this. We're totally doing this with a hall, and I think the scenes in the hallway also worked out very fine, and it was a very creepy, dark setting. It really matches the song very well.
I couldn't agree more. Now let's go and listen back to the next track, Dementia.
As I sink beyond your horizon, give me a last chance to gaze upon your wonders complete me when I shift to gray. You're in this times you were my shining star above destruction of all connections in our mind and between our entwined hearts. I just wanted to provide meaning that you hated, bringing your pain to an end. I myself have faded. There is another life to live where I can go and shade it,
Rock Metal Nation, it's John from the Rock Metal Podcast for a real quick break to let you know that Jay over at Metal Mayhem Radio is looking to help you get your band in rotation on his station. So go ahead and hit up Jay at studio@metalmayhemradio.co.uk. That is studio@metalmayhemradio.co.uk. Just go ahead and say that the Rock Metal Podcast sent you. He'll get you into rotation on Metal Mayhem Radio. All right, come back from Dementia. Now, similar question for you. What is the story or inspiration behind the track?
Well,
You don't suffer from dementia, do you?
not yet.
Okay.
I tend to forget things and worse, but I don't think I'm suffering from dementia yet. But my boyfriend, I've been together with him for 10 years, so I should call him my to-be husband once I get that ring. Hint, hint. No, his grandma is she's 89 years old, and she's in an old folks home, and she's had this stroke, and since then it's gone rapidly downhill. She has a very severe form of dementia, and I can see how hard it is for my boyfriend to take that news and to see her becoming worse day by day, and he's just fading away from her point of view, and that's what the song is about. Just people are forgetting you and what you were in their lives, and it's very hard to deal with. It's a very destructive disease. It's terrible.
Yeah. Now, for Rock Metal Nation who dug the track Dementia, similar to Hypoxia, if you go to today's show notes, www.therockmetalpodcast.ca, there's going to be a music video for Dementia. Now, similar question, why don't you go and take us through the cinematography of Dementia's music video?
So we were thinking about, because Dementia is a slower song. It does not have that beat of Hypoxia. It's a very slow, nice, more to the acoustic side song. And we were just thinking of doing something intense and also something that could be done budget-wise, of course, because if we do an amazing video clip every time, that would cost just tons of money. So in the end, I'm just really acting the song and trying to express my pain as I sing the song in front of the camera, and it's a one-shot video. It's very dark. Yeah, I like the contrasts are very strong. I'm standing there as if I just came out of a rain shower. I am totally drenched, and it just gives that desolate feeling of, what am I doing here? Am I fading away from your point of view? Yes, it's different. It's totally different, but it's also very intense, to my opinion.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool stuff. Now, what exciting news do you have coming up for Rock Metal Nation to pay attention to? Is there a continuation of an album coming?
I think the plan is to record some more songs this year. I record the songs in Italy, so I have to go to Italy. Too bad. Beautiful Italian studios.
Sounds terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible, and all the pizza and ice cream. It's really bad. No, I like going there. So we're planning to produce a few more singles, I think, and maybe even finish the album this year. But I don't know whether it will be finished this year. it will depend on, as well as the studio, as Ville's production qualities and time. We want to be able to put our emotions and feeling into it, and sometimes that just takes some time. So there is some more news coming.
All right, perfect. Now, for Rock Metal Nation, who is interested about that news that's coming down the pipeline this year, how can they find out more about you? Is there a website that they should go to?
Yeah, currently everything is happening through Facebook. I'm posting daily updates there, so you can follow me there. Give the
Great.
page a like.
Groovy. All right, then. Well, unless there's anything else you wanted to throw out there, I just wanted to go ahead and thank you for taking time out of your day to come on to the Rock Metal Podcast and sharing now your solo work with Rock Metal Nation.
Yeah, thank you for having me again. Don't be afraid to contact me. I like being on the show with you.
As I sink beyond your horizon, give me a last chance.
All right, Rock Metal Nation. Hopefully you just found your new favorite band in Sara Vanderheyden. Big thanks again to her for coming on and sharing her music with us. Make sure to head over to www.therockmetalpodcast.ca to get all the information on the show you just heard today. And until then, rock on, Rock Metal Nation.